Madad. We're asking support from our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, the owner of the sword, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisiya Rabbani, to send his support to us on this most holy day, the holy night of Ashura. The first one that we're having without him. Blessings to those who keep this holy and who keep this high and who put value, understanding what this gathering is. Not too good news to those who are putting their ego and their dunya and their ghaflat first before the association. What is the dunya offering you that you are missing this association? Those who are sincere and that they are here, we're asking blessings for them. Those who are lazy and in ghaflat, we're asking that Allah wake them up before it's too late. Or else big punishment is going to come. It's going to come to those who are saying, we are the murids of the Sahibul Saif. And yet, we are not stepping on our ego to run in these good days still to collect the blessings. No test. No test happening right now. No difficulty. No challenges. And if this is the love that we are showing, not too good news to those ones. May Allah make us strong in this way. May Allah not make us to be weak. This is the night of Ashura. Some say today, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. 1 day or 2 days. The important thing is for us to remember, to commemorate, to understand, to put it into our lives, to make it alive and fresh. Not to make it into something that is dead, that has no taste. The taste comes with a gathering like this that is done according to the Sunnah. Different taste you're going to get. No taste you're going to get. If we have this same gathering in a hall or in a hotel or in a convention center, because it's not according to Sunnah. Gathering in the masjids, pulling ourselves away from all the distractions of the world, as sitting humbly, like how Muslims and mu'mins, awliya Allah, tabi'in and tabi'in to sahabi kiram, they sat and they listened. Just by imitation of their action, you don't have to understand nothing. Not important right now, because a lot of people, they misunderstand. They understand wrong. And they say, I have to understand first before I do anything. You don't even understand the reason of your creation. You're daring to say, I have to understand everything before I do it. That means your ego is on top. It's reaching up to Sidratul Muntaha. You're still not understanding. Sami'na wa ta'ana. We hear and we obey. We hear and we obey. We hear and we obey. But who? Ayat Amana Rasul is saying. The prophets, they are saying it. And the mu'mins, they are saying it. Sami'na wa ta'ana. Because for them, it is a matter of love. They're seeing that one who is a beloved one of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Holy Prophet, Sahabe Kiram, Tabi'in, awliya Allah. They're saying Allah loves them, I love them too. Maybe Allah will love me that time. Once you start doing that, you will hold on to a live wire. that is going to connect you to Allah, yes. Otherwise, it is all dead. It is all dead. And you're not going to have a taste. You're not going to understand what it is. How are we going to put this into our lives? How are we going to put this together? How are we going to put this and make it fresh and make it alive? And to give us energy, to give us something. Because tonight, so many events in the history, in the history of mankind has happened. How many right now they are thinking and understanding, putting what has been experienced, what has gone before, and putting it together with what is happening right now. And what are we going to expect in the future? This is the day of forgiveness, isn't it? This is the day of your sins being wiped out, being erased, being forgiven. This is the day that Adam alayhi salam, from the time that he made the mistake and he was thrown out from paradise, our father and our mother, and they were separated. Understand, the first experience of the first man in this world is separation. And Adam alayhi salam, he was not crying on one foot for 300 years on the Mount of Serendip in Sri Lanka. 300 years crying because he's separated from his wife. He's crying because he's separated from Allah. Hawana was in Jeddah. Where's Jeddah? And where's Sri Lanka? 300 years, Adam alayhi salam. In the original form, physically, his head was reaching into the first paradise, into the skies. He was so huge. And he was crying and begging for Allah's forgiveness for 300 years for one mistake that he did. Because he listened to his wife. One mistake, not two. And he cried so much that the angels, they were hearing and they were crying with him. And they could not fulfill their duty so well because they love Adam alayhi salam. They used to make tawaf around Adam alayhi salam because he was carrying the light of the Prophet alayhi salam. From his forehead to his finger. We're making that shahadat, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave him on the day of Ashura. Forgiveness for him, forgiveness for us, for the whole of mankind, because we were inside of him. And we were the ones, yes, who is pushing him to say, eat, commit the wrong thing. Nuh alayhi salam, and now so many so-called celebrity scholars, they are also denying so many things. MashaAllah, they came into Islam yesterday. Alhamdulillah, Allah gives them hidayat. They come into Islam, they rose to become scholars, MashaAllah. And they read a couple of books, and now they're denying the knowledge of the awliya too. Saying, I follow Sultan al-Awliya, but I'm denying, I'm questioning. Because when Nuh alayhi salam, for 40 days and 40 nights, the rain of the curse of the lanat, it was falling to the rest of this world, and everything was in the flood of the lanat, the flood of the curse. And he was there in his ship with 73, 80 people, like it is in Karbala. And when Allah then forgave and showed mercy on that day, where the ship landed and it opened, and they came out from that ship, and for the first time in 40 days and 40 nights, they're seeing the sun, and the sun is hitting them, and their eyes were hurting. And Nuh alayhi salam then took the surma, and he wore it, and in that imitation of that time, that's why the Ummati Muhammad alayhi salam, the only ones who remember the prophets. Not even the nations belonging to those prophets. They remember those prophets, or they remember them properly. And we're putting them on the surma that today's scholars, so-called celebrity scholars, they're saying, well, there is no real proof. It's all forged hadith. This scholar says, this scholar says, this scholar says, this scholar says. It's all forged. Wrong hadith. So what? Isn't wearing surma a sunnat? Not on Ashura. 365 days if you wear surma, for saying, I want to wear surma because it is Monday. I want to wear surma because it is Tuesday. I want to wear surma because it's Wednesday. For the sake of Allah, I'm wearing it. For the sake of the Holy Prophet, ﷺ, because it is sunnat, you're going to get a sin for doing it? But they're making it out to mean as if it is a sin. Subhanallah. Don't wear surma on that day. Don't pat the head of an orphan child that day. Don't take a ghusl on that day. They're saying don't do anything, and do what? What are you replacing it with? Nothing. Only with no taste and no faith. Daring to say. But we just paid a visit to Ghaus al-Azam. Hazrat Abdul Qadir Jilani. Qaddasallahu sir. May Allah raise his station higher. May He send more support to our Shaykh and to our association. And he is recommending all these things that we are saying. To take a ghusl, to put a surma, to give sadaqah, to show kindness to your family, to pat the head of an orphan. Any one of these actions is for the ego? All these actions, good actions. So what is the agenda now? To say, don't do all these things. To do all these things during Ashura, it is wrong. It is a bid'at. If you do it every day of your lives, nothing is going to happen to you. More blessings going to rain to you. And Allah has forgiven the whole of mankind. And we are doing that in commemoration to remember and to say, Shukr Ya Rabbi. So many events, we're not going to touch too much of it. Dawud alayhi salam, he was forgiven. Sulaiman alayhi salam's kingdom was returned to him on that day. You are understanding? Huge events to prophets where Allah forgave them. We cannot say they made mistake. We cannot say they make a sin. They are ma'asum. They did what they did. It is bad manners for us to say. No. Musa alayhi salam, his nation was saved on that day from the Fir'aun. That the Yahudis, they were fasting. And Holy Prophet ﷺ saw them fast. And he says, we have more rights over Musa than you. Yes. Because they slander them prophets. But we're saying Hazrati Musa. And Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying to make it different, fast one day before and the day of Ashura, or the day of Ashura, and the day after. Make it different. It's okay. It's okay these days. Fast is good. Everything else around us is gunah anyway. Fast. Do something. Small thing. Do it. The day that Isa alayhi salam, he was lifted and he was saved. The spirit and the body, he was picked up and he was saved, and he's in the first paradises waiting to be able to come back down again. Inshallah Rahman, we will receive him. Without shah. So many other events happened. And the big event of Karbala happened. That the grandson of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Hazrati Hussein, and the 72, 73 members of his family, except for Zain al-Abidin, and a few others, women, all of them, they were martyred. They were martyred not because they rebelled, They were not rebelling. They were not making the first Arab Spring. So many, they're making that comparison too, I know. No, they were not. They were pulling themselves away from the tyranny of Yazid. And they were on their way to go somewhere safe. And those ones who are saying, we love you so much. Those ones who are saying, we'll die for you, Ya Hussein. We'll die for Ya Ahlul Bayt. We in our tribes, thousands of people, hundreds and thousands of people inviting him, and he's saying, maybe I will go. The higher level Sahabi is saying, Ya Hussein, do not go. The people of Iraq, up till today, Iraq. You want to talk about Lanat? That area there. People there, they are fickle. They change their minds. Hazrat Hussein said, I have to walk my destiny. Hazrat Hussein, he was not 25 years old at that time. He's not 30 years old. Like the way that they want to put this Shia type people also. Young. Meaning that he's doing something, his blood was boiling and he was rebelling. No, he was not. He was not making any Arab Spring. He was pulling himself away from the tyranny. He walked one path and his brother Hazrat Hassan walked another path. But they are concentrating on Hazrat Hussein now. Different agenda. Not on Hazrat Hassan. What about Hazrat Ibn Abbas? Something else to think about. So, he said, I have to walk my destiny. And he went. And all those ones came to him and said, we support you, Ya Hussein. We love you, Ya Hussein. May all our lives be sacrificed for you. They started walking. They went. Walking, went. More and more people started gathering. But as they continued their journey, before you know, before he turned right and left, people started pulling away. They started betraying him. And when news reached to them that Yazid was going to come, was going to send an army to massacre them, out of these hundreds of thousands, in a night like this, exactly like this, 4,000 are left. 4,000. And these 4,000, they said, Ya Hussein, we will never betray you. We will die for you. Our children will die for you. May our parents be sacrificed for you. We love the Prophet. We love his grandson. They said that. Because the Hussein knew. He knew better. Think. Put yourself in that situation now. Think. Don't think that you and I are any better than them. But Hazrat Hussein, he knew. And he said to them, the army is just next door to us, right behind us. Meaning they are so close to us. And definitely, there's a possibility, not possibility, definitely. Tomorrow, we will not be alive. We will be shaheed. 4,000. And he said, and I know that so many of you, you don't want to be here. Because when Yazid and his army too, they came not only threatening with their weapons and with their size, but they came with the bribes. They came with bribes, with a dunya, promising to say, if you leave Hussein, we are going to give you this, we're going to give you that, we're going to give you this honor, we're going to give you this land, we're going to give you this money, we're going to give you this dunya, whatever that you want, we will give it to you. Run, betray him, don't be with him. And those 4,000 who saying, we will die for you. Hazrat Hussein is saying, I know so many of you, you want to leave. And I am staying with my family. If you want to leave, it is better to leave tonight. And a night like this, you notice how the air is different? The quietness that is outside it is different. Nature is remembering. Don't think nature was keeping quiet and sleeping that night. So they listen and they say, no, 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 we'll never leave you. Don't say that, Ya Hussein. Don't say that. I said, if you want to leave, leave in the cover of the night. The next morning, out of that 4,000, 73 were left. Don't think those 4,000 who left, they gained much for Akhirat. Don't think that when they left, they gained anything from this world too. And when they left, they thought, well, now because we betray Hussein, Yazid is not going to touch us. Because we showed that we switched the sides. The army was waiting, and when they escaped, they were all slaughtered as betrayers. Dunya is lost. Akhirat, Allahu Alam. They betrayed the grandson of the Prophet. And Hazrat Hussein left with 73. Like this, imagine now. That's why we have to be in Jamaat, to understand these things and to put it into our lives. Understand, you who have children, who have fathers, who have mothers here. You women who have your mothers and your children. Imagine that you were in that situation. And the army of Yazid came and slaughtered every one of them. And they're saying to themselves, and these are the ones, don't look down on them too, don't think you are any better. These are the ones who once upon a time, they were also fighting for Islam. Yazid led battles for Islam. He was holding hands with Hazrat Hussein. They were playing when they were children. And these are the ones who fasted and they prayed. Who did everything that Islam is requiring. And when they were busy killing the grandchildren of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they said, we have to finish them quickly. Otherwise, we're going to miss the Zuhur prayer. So, the Muslims, they don't understand this. A lot of us, before we met Shaykh Effendi too, we're not placing any importance, tell me if it's true or not, on these events of Karbala. We're not putting so much attention to it. We think, it's just a Shia thing. It is not. It is between Haqq and Batil. And at least to remember it and to pray for them and to ask Allah for forgiveness for us because they passed for us, for our sake, for the sake of truth. Those are our role models. If it not for Shaykh Effendi, we would not know, we would not be able to understand. But this is important. This is not a Sunni Shia thing, it is not. Something happened, yes. There are those who call themselves Muslims. There are those who call themselves Sahabis. There are those who call themselves Tabi'in. But they betrayed that Islam. They betrayed that Prophet. They betrayed those teachings. And they betrayed their friends. That betrayal happened to them. It could happen to us. It is happening to us. It has been happening for 1400 years. Karbala did not just happen one time 1400 years ago. If we are not careful, it is going to happen in our own lifetime. And we are seeing it. It is happening in our own lifetime. It has been happening for 1400 years for us to understand, for us to wake up. What is the nature of betrayal? What are we living for? What are we dying for? The Ashura, it is a day of forgiveness. Forgiveness comes because we understand the mistakes that you've done, isn't it? Forgiveness is just not something like that, given. Forgiveness, it is given when you say, Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh. We're saying, forgive me, Ya Rabbi, I've done such a big thing. La ilaha illa anta subhana in kuntu min az-zalimin. The Prophet Yunus, alayhi salam, he was swallowed. Because of what? Because he did something wrong? No. Because his nation refused to listen to him and they became a tyrant to him. And he ran away from that job that was given to him. He brought it into the ship. A long story. Then he was swallowed by a fish. And in the stomach of the fish, in that halwat, he was saying, La ilaha illa anta subhana in kuntu min az-zalimin. And on the day of Ashura, that he was delivered from the stomach of the whale too. Because he's saying, La ilaha illa anta. There is no ilah except for you. There is no God. There is nothing worthy of worship except for you. Glory be to you. Inni kuntu min az-zalimin. I am one of the oppressors. I am one of the oppressors. I am zulm. I am zalim. If we sit down, we try to understand what is this zalim, what is this zulm that is inside of us, yes. As an individual, as a community, as a nation. Impossible then that time when, as a nation, you're understanding the zulm, the tyranny that is inside of you, that the nation is going to go to the wrong direction. Impossible. But the forgiveness comes when you're asking for forgiveness. The mercy comes when you're asking for the mercy. The mercy is not coming. The medicine is not going to come if the patient is not understanding that he's sick and he needs the medication. So, shaheeds, they were all martyred. And we are remembering this day not only for them, but for all martyrs who passed in the way of Allah, and especially to our Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim Kabrisiya Rabbani, who is martyred in the way of Allah. Where are we on this day of Ashura? Isn't it enough sign for the believer that thinks, and a believer must think, a believer must have a vision that in these days of Ashura, especially the murids of our Shaykh Efendi, you just passed one curse. You want to talk about lanat? Yes, the curse came to us. Sandy, Hurricane Sandy. That wasn't a blessing. That was a curse. That was a punishment for us to wake up. For us to wake up, it is still a blessing, yes, for us to wake up. Because worse is going to come if we don't wake up. We passed that. So many events in the world is happening. In the Middle East, in China, in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, everywhere else, it is happening. In Gaza. For us to understand, there is a big bloodshed that is happening. There is a big mistake, a big wrong thing that we have done. We should turn around and say, Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh, for the forgiveness to come. Otherwise, no forgiveness. So what is the mistake? Muslims are trained now to think, we don't make mistakes. We're Muslims. We don't do anything wrong. We're Muslims. Everything wrong, It's the non-Muslims that are doing it to us. We have no mistake whatsoever. No. If you're not admitting, if you're not acknowledging, if you're not asking for forgiveness, you think that time forgiveness is going to reach? Now, which nation, which ummah, which Muslim country used to be one ummah? Now everything is split because they are rejecting the Khilafat. And we want the whole world to understand and to witness that we reject nationalism. And we're giving bayat to the Khalifa, to the Ottomans, and that we are their grandchildren. So, now the whole Muslim ummah, it is suffering, yes? On a day of Ashura, it should be a day of forgiveness. Maybe the truce is a forgiveness. Maybe. If you say, forgive me, we have wronged. La ilaha illa anta subhana in kuntu min az-zalimin. Who is doing that? Which group? Which community? Which nation? Which country is doing that? To say we have done something really wrong. Ya Rabbi, forgive us on this day of Ashura. For the sake of Hazrat Hussein, forgive us. For the sake of all the prophets, forgive us. Who is saying that? They're saying, don't even say for their sake. What? You're making a shirk. MashaAllah. That's why more blessings is coming to the Muslim nation. Wait to see what's going to happen next. We're still being punished for the mistakes, for the sins, for the disobedience, for the betrayal, for the Yazidi character of betrayal and tyranny that we have done to Sultan Abdul Aziz Khan. Wait to see what the Ummah is going to taste, what they did to our Sultan and our Khalifa, Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan. Yeah. But who is waking up? Who is going to say, we made a mistake. Ya Rabbi, forgive us, for the forgiveness to come. Or are we running here and there to kafir organizations? Hey, don't you understand? Kafirs are there for the sake of Islam, to bring Islam up. Think again. So, after Holy Prophet ﷺ passed, and during the time of Hazrat Ali, Karamallahu Wajha, that the fitna happened way before, during the time of Hazrat Usman. And it's continuing from that time until today. There's a group. They were Muslims. They were praying, they were reciting Quran, they were fasting, they were doing everything. But they were rejecting Khilafat. Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Muawiyah. Hazrat Muawiyah, yes. Hazrat Muawiyah and Hazrat Ali. They were two lions and they were locked together for the sake of Islam. When lions, they fight, the street dogs, they do not interfere. You're a street dog. We all are. Don't interfere. When they were engaged in the battle, there's a group of Muslims who are doing everything. But they rejected the Khilafat. They rejected all kinds of Khilafat. They say we only follow the Quran, isn't it? Isn't it? History is showing. Can you deny that? What are they called? Harijis. Harijis. They were doing everything. The Aqidah was sound, isn't it? As far as I know. They were doing everything. They were accepting Allah. They're accepting the Prophet. But they say we don't want to follow Khalifa. Hazrat Ali stopped the war with Hazrat Muawiyah, chased them down, hunted them down and finished them. He did not say, oh brother, let's unite. Let's embrace each other. Let's have unity. For what? What did they do? They rejected the Khalifa. They rejected Khilafat. They say it's just me and Allah, following the Quran. Now the entire Muslim Ummah have that kind of ideology. Isn't it? Who is asking for the Khilafat to come back? Khilafat is coming back with Shariat. Who is asking for Shariat? With the Khilafat. So we've turned into a nation of Harijis. Are we understanding this? And are we saying, Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh, for the mercy to come? We are not. The Ummah is not doing it. Sleeping still. Sleeping. Same Harijis. Same ones. Same kind of ideology that is putting the dunya first. Same ones. Same ideology of what? Of betrayal. Like the Harijis, they betrayed the Khalifa. And those ones who were with Hazrat Hussein, they betrayed him. They betrayed him. Have we become a nation of betrayers? We should sit and we should think carefully. We should put this into our lives. Then things will start making sense. Why things are happening to us as a group, as a country, as a nation, as an ummah. Why things are happening? Because we have rejected, we have dissented, and we have rejected the Khilafat, and we have betrayed the Khalifa. What more do we want? What other titles this ummah is going to get? May Allah forgive us. It is time. We should understand few things. Only then we can wake up to say Astaghfirullah alazim properly. There will be so many, of course, saying, brother, don't be so hard on yourself. Brother, please. You know, it's nobody's fault, really. Yeah, you go talk like a kafir. Don't come here to talk like that. Because a Muslim, a mu'min, a believer is one who is taking everything seriously, because Allah never takes anything as a joke. Allah takes everything seriously. From the smallest ant to the biggest galaxies, from the atoms to everything in the universes that is created, Allah takes everything seriously. We believe in Him and we love Him. And we love His prophets. And we do not take anything as a joke. We do not take it lightly. Yes, there are people who say, well, it's everyone's fault, but life has to go on. This is not life. This is hell. This is hell. We don't know what life is. Inshallah, when the Ottomans return, we will know what life is. We understand a little bit. A lot we understand. Because we've spent time in Sohbet with our Shaykh. We understand what that life can be. Still others may be opposed to them. Of course you're going to oppose because you want a selfish, egoistic Western lifestyle. That's what you want. You don't want Islam that gives you honor, that gives you rights, that gives you protection, that gives you lights. You don't want that. You want the dirtiness. Go ahead. This world is filled with that. But you're not going to find light at that time in the grave or in the hereafter. So yes, we are in very heavy days. We should take these days to understand that what had happened in Karbala, it is happening, continuously happening. Put ourselves in those shoes, understand what happened that night, and ask for forgiveness for what we have done, what our fathers have done, what our grandfathers have done, what we have done to betray the trust of Islam, to betray the trust of the Khalifa. Inshallah, that time, yes, the Ashura is going to mean something. It's not just people sitting down, saying something that happened 1400 years ago, making everyone to get so emotional and start crying and cursing on those ones, thinking that they are saints. No, it is not. You have that. We all have that. And we have it worse than they do. We're living in the Ahir of the Ahir Zaman. Once you think you are better than someone, oof, Shaitan can play you very good that time. We are saying, Ya Rabbi, Shaitan made one disobedience to you. You're saying, make sajda to Adam alayhi salam, and he did not. How many billions and trillions, uncountable disobediences do we make to our Lord? Shaitan did one time. Yes, our ego, it is worse than Shaitan, definitely. Inshallah Rahman. We are making intention that this Ashura will bring us more understanding and more opening. To know what is happening in this world and what to expect ahead. Not more opening to see more lights and to see more this and to see more that. No. Don't be busy with that. To understand where we're going step by step. Because they've also changed all the signs. You're thinking you're seeing that. It is not. They've changed the signs. Akhir Zaman, Shaitan has changed the signs. Dajjal has changed the signs. Black is white and white is black. So be very careful. What you're looking for, if you're not looking for Shariat, if you're not looking to be Abdullah, if you're looking for something else, if you're looking for an adventure, if you're looking for mysticism, if you're looking for lights and you're looking for all these things, Dajjal is going to give it to you. He is. He's going to show extraordinary powers. Those who are looking for those powers, he will give it to you. But it is not coming from Rahman, definitely. May Allah save us from that confusion. We stay strong in the way of Sahibul Saif, inshallah Rahman. May Allah forgive us for the sake of the Shuhada of Karbala and for the sake of all the Shuhadas. From that time until today, for the sake of our Shahid, Sahibul Saif, Shabul Khan Kabir Ya Rabbani, to forgive us. May our lives and our deaths be for Allah, be for Islam, be for the Holy Prophet, be for our Shaykh, inshallah. May He give us more strength to carry this through. May He take away the fitna and the confusion away from us. May He raise us high from the ghaflat that we are in. For the sake of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, for the sake of the Shuhada of Karbala, for the sake of Sultan al-Awliya and Sahib al-Saif, al-Fatiha.